If you didn't think I liked soccer, or if you didn't think I followed soccer, well, here is your answer. Even though it wasn't the result that the team on this jersey's team wanted, they still got to the finals. This is the GOAT right here, Lionel Messi. And what a treat it was yesterday, the World Cup final between Argentina and Spain. We got that going for us tonight. We've got baseball to get into as the MLB trade hot stove or the trade mill is going crazy and crazy and crazy. Mason Miller could be traded. Could I get a reunion with my closer? We've got the A's potentially doing some A's things. We got the Red Sox winning not one, not five, not 10, but 14 straight games. We've got Lu Dort getting traded in a massive 3-team trade in the NBA. And we got Connor Bedard finally inking his 5-year extension to stay in Chi-Town. We got a lot of stuff to get into. We got some quick hitters at the end of the show as well. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I am running solo tonight, guys. So it's going to be a eventful, jam-packed show. Just got even more fun. So get your popcorn ready. Tune in. And it's going to be a lot of fun because, like I said, I woke up from my nap this morning and I woke up from my nap this afternoon and I chose violence. Here we go, baby. Let's do this. Everybody, how's it going tonight? Welcome into Sports Weekly here on this Monday night. I know normally we do it on Thursday, but there's some stuff that came up on Thursday, so we're going to do it tonight instead of Thursday. So what a way to start your week with a great edition of Sports Weekly. We got the World Cup, we've got baseball, we've got maybe me getting a reunion with my closer. Please, Philadelphia or Texas. I hope you enjoy your lease, San Diego. We've got other great baseball stuff to talk about. We've got a lot of other NBA stuff. We've got, some college football quick hitters as well as some sports media stuff as well. So buckle up. It's going to be a great show. Like I said, I am riding solo tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys want to join in on the conversation, the link is in the comment box. So if you want to come on in and chime in, just click on it and we'll be able to get you the link and get you on the air with us as well. If you guys like what you guys are seeing, go ahead and smash that like button, share this video everywhere, and comment. I'm going to read your comments down, read your comments on the show, and any questions that you guys have. Feel free to fire it in as well. Any topics you want to talk about, feel free to fire it in because I'll go ahead and read it as well. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the MI6 Sports Network as well as my new page, the Asian Skip Bayless on Instagram. If you want to see any of my short takes as well. And for all the people out there that want to jump in on the show, well, the soccer stuff is going to be me running solo. You guys can come on in after, before when we get into the baseball topic. But so let's get into it. We had a amazing World Cup Finals game yesterday between Argentina. So heartbreaking. And Spain. I got to watch a lot of it yesterday in the break room at my job. It was a very intense game. It was very interesting to get to see it. But Spain, in extra time, defeats Lionel Messi and Argentina to win the World Cup. It was, like I said, a really, really great game to watch. Very intense game to watch as well. But first of all, I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up for y'all. For all the people that thought that I didn't know soccer and I don't like soccer, whatever, this is for you. As well as this right here is for you. I tried to find my Switzerland shirt, but I don't know where it is. So I just put this on. I rocked this at work yesterday, because it was our World Cup day at work. So we got to wear our soccer jerseys. I wanted to bring the Switzerland one on, but I don't know where I put it. So I wore this instead, and it was fitting because you have Lionel Messi right there. Sadly, Argentina lost. So my first foray into soccer did not, or football as they call it internationally, it didn't go so well. But here's the thing. Spain beats Argentina. Final score of that game was 1-0 Spain in extra time. I will admit this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to admit this. And it's hard for me to admit stuff on these programs, but I will admit this. Soccer is not my biggest strength. And this probably will get clipped, but soccer is not my biggest strength. In fact, it probably is my biggest weakness because out of all the sports that are out there, I probably, watch it the least, and I find it the least interesting. But yesterday was the World Cup final, and it's like the Super Bowl in the NFL. Okay, you're gonna drop everything you're doing to watch that event. It's like the NBA finals. You're gonna drop everything you're doing to watch that event. It's like the Olympics. You're going to drop everything to watch that event. US and Canada. Remember that game in the hockey Olympic final? That was one of the greatest games, and it was one of the most highly viewed games, even though a lot of people I know are starting to get into hockey, but still there's not a lot of people that watch hockey, but even though it's improving, but people are watching that game because it's the final. So everybody's going to drop whatever they're doing and tune into that. So that's why I watched it, because it's the World Cup finals. It happens every 4 years. So for me, like I said, soccer is not my greatest strength. So I'm not going to be able to give you expert analysis when it comes to this game. I'm not going to be able to give you expert analysis on this. But I want to say this. I think that when it comes to this game, I believe that it was a really good game. It was very intense. It was very neck and neck. It was 0-0 after, the original time period that was allotted. It was, you were just holding your breath, every kick of the ball, every, possession, you were just holding your breath because one goal could have won it. Really, it could have won it. That's how insanely intense that game was. And, when I think about Spain, right? Kudos to my guy, Callum McClurg. He sent me a DM yesterday that Spain, he said, I think on a show, that Spain's defense was going to be, the thing that won the game for them. And they played tremendous defense, especially down the stretch in that game. Lionel Messi was getting harassed. They were just able to play some really good defense on him. And that goal that was scored in I believe the second extra period of time, it was a really good goal that was scored. So, kudos to Spain. Great defense. On the biggest stage, it didn't phase them. It was just really fun and really intense. And I think for my first foray into soccer, or football as they call it, couldn't have asked for a better game than that game to watch. But yeah, that was a great game to watch. Like I said, I can't give you a lot of analysis into this game because I unfortunately don't understand soccer. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to take, I'm learning my ASU courses that I have, as you guys can see right there. All right, I see him in the backstage. He's been itching for me to get him on. You know what? He probably give you more about analysis about that game than I can. That's the only thing I can butter up. But let's welcome him into Sports Weekly. Alan, what's up, man? Thank you for saving me.
I don't know. Where do I want to start? About the World Cup final, James going MIA again because of you, or the fact that you send Jen to watch the content dungeon tonight, and all you do is bitch to her about the show, and then you spam her freaking messages about the NHL schedule? Or do I start about the World Cup? Or about how much of an a-hole you are to people? What's it going to be?
Start about the World Cup.
Yeah, because all you do is deflect. And don't be saying you were an Argentina fan when you were rooting for Switzerland the whole damn time. So take off the fake jersey and go back underneath their rock when it comes to soccer. But no, what you missed out on here, Isaiah, was a 10-save performance by Emiliano Martinez of Argentina. It's a new record. And Spain allowed 1 goal the entire tournament. The last time that happened, Spain did it in 2010 or 2014 when they allowed 2 for the whole tournament. Argentina did not get their first shot off until minute 118 of extra time. There we go.
That was way better than what I could have buttered up. So, hey, thank you for saving me, by the way. Out of all the times we go back and forth and troll each other, this is probably the one time that I'm like, well, twice. This is the second time that I'm legitimately thankful that you actually came on a stream, because I would tell you right now,
if you would stop scaring James away from spamming him about stuff, maybe he'd be here as opposed to being in hiding because of how you act towards people. Isaiah, quit doing that stupid smile. I'm sorry. I need to call this stuff out because this is getting very, very infuriating that you keep pushing people aside. You take pot shots towards other networks. Coast to Coast learned way better than you when it came to leaving people like me and ETB alone. You have not done that whatsoever over the last several months. It's getting very, very infuriating.
Well, since we're on the topic of soccer and I have
Stop
really
deflecting. I'm not going to be playing this game tonight.
Right. I have nothing really to add about this topic. But the second topic,
you sound like some people on the network I'm with, but what else is new?
But I want to ask you this because you have followed soccer for a long time.
Right here, Skippy.
Nice.
More than you will ever do in your lifetime.
So following this painful loss that Argentina had, rumors have been swirling on social media, and a lot of people everywhere have been talking about it, that this was potentially the final game for Lionel Messi in the World Cup.
Maybe on the international stage, Isaiah, he's not going to stop playing. He's not going to be stopping playing for Major League Soccer. He's going to be out the next 2 games because of rest.
Right, on the international stage. So I was going to ask you, he's 39, right? He's 39 right now?
I don't think he's going to make it back to a World Cup in 2030.
Yeah, my question is, do you believe he's played his final game in the World Cup?
Probably. It sucks to see it, but hey, Father Time catches up to you. And, I mean, by the time that happens, you'll be in your early 40s. Good luck with that.
43, yeah, plus 4 years?
No way.
Well, how many famous soccer players have retired like after this cup? Because it was did Neymar retire after this cup, or was that like
Neymar, Ronaldo, and Messi are probably all done. So
wow, that's our childhood.
And I also think the captain for Croatia might be done too.
Wow, that sucks. That's our childhood. Yeah, but do you have any other
That's my childhood. Don't be acting like you know anything about this version of football that you find boring and lackluster because you don't understand offsides and stoppage time.
But do you have any reaction to this victory by Spain against Argentina?
You sat through my content yesterday on the network that you have like, a freaking vendetta against, where I clearly said first goal of this game is going to be who wins and who loses, because Spain have been playing lockdown defense the entire tournament. Again, they allowed 1 goal on their way to the World Cup victory. Again, 2014, they allowed 2 for the whole tournament. So both times that they've won the World Cup, Isaiah, they've allowed 3 goals. Take these and shove it.
I do like how the World Cup, like how Fox did the World Cup presentation, like especially the trophy presentation towards the end with the big trophy at the end or the massive trophy. And then you have
to further back up, Isaiah, every game is a Super Bowl. It's 104 Super Bowls that you saw happen across here, Mexico and Canada.
No, and I'll tell you this though, like, because I work at the airport, people know that, but I will say that and I've not been overseas much, right? I think for me, I underestimated like the amount of hype, and this is me being serious. Like, I underestimated the amount of interest from overseas about this World Cup. Because like it wasn't even just like the top teams like Argentina and Spain and others. Like, you had people going, like, we literally saw at the ticket counter at the airport, I think it was like Team New Zealand or Team Iraq or one of those teams. They had a big, and it wasn't their team, it was the fan base. And it was like one of those smaller teams. And you're like, whoa, like, even though they're one of the smaller teams, they're not one of the lesser teams. I don't think New Zealand really did anything in the World Cup. I don't believe they did. But you saw the fan base, and it was like, dude, like there was like at least 150 people traveling to wherever they were playing just to go see them play. And I'm
Welcome
just like,
to the
wow.
World Cup, a bigger sporting event than the stupid ass Super Bowl. Take it and shove it, Isaiah. I sat through 104 Super Bowl games over the course of the last 39 days and over 6 weeks of doing content on ETB. That in a way blows your numbers out the window. So if you want to, do one of these to me about my views, I'm going to do the same damn thing to you about your views, which is nothing whatsoever.
Well, I want to ask you, so does this loss tarnish Messi's legacy, or is his legacy already set in stone?
No, it's been set in stone since he first went to FC Barcelona when he was like 15 years old.
All right, so that's our soccer segment, or AKA football in a way. Do you have anything? I was gonna ask you, since you work in the media field.
A lot longer than you have.
Yes,
better
you
than
have.
you too.
What was your thoughts about like the president of the United States trying to upstage the Spain celebration? Because I don't know if
no comment.
Yeah. Don't want to get you in trouble for it. All right.
No, just I knew it was going to happen. I don't have anything to say about it.
All right, let me rip this jersey off real quick, and let's get into
go 20 minutes without turning off the damn camera.
It's better than me wearing a hockey jersey outside in July, like last week. And then my stupid computer overheating. But
oh, boo-hoo. You want a cookie?
Anyways, let's move into baseball. Let's move into baseball real quick, or let's move into baseball. So let's get into our team reports before we talk about all the trade stuff, because I know these trade rumors, there's been a lot of stuff going on.
The Padres are 2.5 games out of the wild card, 200-500. Why would they trade Mason Miller just because you want a damn reunion with him so you can freaking ball wash his ass like you did with Mac and with Celebrini?
Well, don't talk about that right now. That's our second topic.
That's my team report, Isaiah. Why would a team with so much pitching problems trade the best thing they have going for them when they're 2 games or 2.5 games out of a playoff spot because you don't like the team?
No, it's not. I'm not reporting it. Other people are reporting. John Heyman.
You trust Bob Nightingale and John Heyman? You still do?
I trust John Heyman. Do you not trust John Heyman?
I don't trust any of them.
You don't trust John Morosi or
the only person I do is Jeff Passan.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, Callan,
because Philly is not going to give us anything worth noting except for prospects. The Rangers package is also shit. The only one I want is the Yankees. They're going to give us major league talent who's ready to play now and not 5 years down the road.
All right. Do you want to go first about the Padres, or should I go first about the teams that I have?
Yeah, teams you have, because you can't pick one and just like focus on it. And you're not going to get Brian Wu either, for heaven's sakes. The Mariners are still right there in the wild card race.
You want to start first, or should I go first?
This is your damn show. I'm just here to freaking power drive you about how you treat other networks and people.
All right. I'm going to go first. Which one should I go first with? Which one?
The fact that he lost to the freaking New York Metropolitans.
Yeah.
And not like I don't have the video proof of you trolling the Mets before the season started.
All right, I'm going to get into this team first. The Philadelphia Phillies, who won tonight against the Dodgers. 10-7, I believe, was the final score. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets, like Callan said. Overall record right now of 55-44, I believe. Callan, you're right. I'm going to say this. I was very disappointed with the way that we started the second half of the season. Because
how do you think I feel after we lost to the Royals 2 out of 3, for God's sakes?
So we're basically in the same boat.
And no, apparently we're supposed to trade everybody and their mother because we're 2 games under 500.
Yeah, the Mets beat the Phillies in Philly for the first time since 2022. It was a disgraceful, 2 out of 3. I mean, you look, the Mets suck. Let's just call it like it is. The Mets suck. By the way, Cal, I'm gonna just put you on mute real quick because I heard a little bit of an echo. But yeah, the Mets suck. And you can't be losing to the Mets. Come on, man. You're a team that is vying for the playoffs, that's vying for the World Series. You can't be losing to the stinking Mets. Are you out of your mind? To go into the All-Star break and have a fabulous, 2 out of 3 win over Detroit, and then you come out and lay an egg to the Mets. Are you out of your mind? The offense, for the most part, did its job. But Callan, for the Phillies, it's the same problem. The first 3 guys, Luzardo, Sanchez, and Wheeler. And shout out to Zach Wheeler with the way he's pitched, by the way. He's coming off, I believe it was a blood clot. I don't think anybody expected him to have the amount of success that he's had. But
no, Wemby came back from a blood clot. Look where he took his team.
Yeah, but Wemby's young, though, compared to a 34-year-old Wheeler.
Still, though, blood clotting is not a thing you laugh at, sir. Like you don't laugh at me for being skinny as hell.
No, but the big 3, the Phillies can continue to win those. But you talk about the other 2 spots, the 4 and the 5th. Aaron Nola, since they've given him that 7-year extension, that might be the worst deal since the Giants gave Barry Zito a 6-year contract back in 2000.
Fun with Miller and Bogarts, since you think we're going to trade him to your teams.
Well, I want Miller. And you know why? But yeah, the Mets, they're garbage. And the problem with the Phillies is this. Your 4th and 5th starters are atrocious. The Phillies, by the way, in their 5th, whenever their 5th starter comes up, they've lost 14 straight games when the 5th starter comes up. Andrew Painter was a disaster. And then now they tried this new guy, Rangel, Alan Rangel. He's been atrocious. So it's 2 guaranteed losses basically every time the rotation takes a turn. So you better win one of those. You better win one of those starts by Wheeler, Sanchez, and Luzardo. You better win all of them, because if you don't, you're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to do anything. The Phillies' problems were exposed. The 4th and the 5th starter, that's a massive issue for the Philadelphia Phillies. They need to get, I think they need to get another ace to bolster that rotation, because you can't go into October with hoping you win all 3, Luzardo, Wheeler, and Sanchez starts, and then you have one guy who's going to have to start in October, unless you go bullpen game, Callan. But you and I being baseball nuts, we know that's never going to work, especially in October.
I did for the lowly Padres in 2020 when they had Craig Stammen start a bullpen game and they beat St. Louis 9-0.
But it's never worked in general, though.
It did work in 2020 when Craig Stammen, your boy, started a game against St. Louis and they went one inning for every pitcher, and they won the series in the game.
But yeah, the rotation, the Phillies need to get need at least 2 starters, or at least another big time starter. The bullpen outside of Yohan Duran, you basically have nobody you can trust. I think Brad Keller, who signed a 2-year deal, just went on the injured list with a UCL sprain. And Callan, you know what that means? The hated Tommy John surgery. And so he's going to be out he's going to be out the rest of this year, and he's going to be out the rest of next season, or maybe I'm thinking the rest of next season. The whole lineup is just so up and down. You got Schwarber, you've got Harper. We know what they can do, but the other guys you can't trust. Like Bohm, can't trust him. Stott, can't trust him. Marsh has been going down ever since he was named an All-Star. So there is a bevy of problems in Philly. They got to get a couple of starters, a reliever to lock it down in the 8 or 9 innings.
It's not going to be Miller, you dingus.
It's going to be Miller. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then they need
why are you so strong on that when it's the only breathing Padre pitcher with an arm that's not blown up yet in the bullpen that they might trade?
Well, I will give you my thoughts if you let me finish my Phillies report. I will give you my thoughts on it in a little bit. I want to save it for that segment. But yeah, the Phillies just atrocious. I know they won tonight, but again, you were up 10-4. And you somehow let the Dodgers come back to where it was 10-7, and you had to send in your
damn
closer
Dodgers.
in the 9th.
You should expect them to come back, for God's sakes.
But not when you have to send up your closer in the 9th inning with 2 outs. But yeah, the Phillies, that was just such a bad loss to the Mets. I mean, you can't lose 2 out of 3 to the Mets with the Dodgers coming into town, and then you go to New York to battle the freaking Yankees. You can't do that nonsense. So very disappointed in them. Yes. Do I have to talk about this team, or can I just
You claim to be a fan because of one stupid bet made freaking back 3 years ago for the World Series. Like, come on now.
What do you want me to say? They suck. They're literally mired in mediocrity. That's what the Texas Rangers are.
No, Martin mediocrity, just like your self-famous network, huh?
Oh my. Can you just go about the Padres? I don't want to talk about Texas.
No, you have another team report to do. I think that's how it works here. You can also take the comment off the screen because we've been looking at it for the last 30 minutes.
But yeah, no, the Rangers, they are mired in mediocrity. I don't know what to say. I mean, they can't pitch when they can hit, and they can hit when they can't pitch. Nathan Eovaldi is not the same. I mean, his fastball is just getting hard hit. It's just been a very concerning theme. Jacob deGrom still throws 98, but he's been giving up like 3 to 4 runs a game. He doesn't look like that ace that we had come to expect. I hate to admit this, but Callan, I want you to look in the camera because I'm actually going to admit you were right about something. Oh, God. You were right about Mackenzie Gore. You were right about Mackenzie Gore. I thought that was going to be a superstar acquisition that would vaunt us into the World Series mix, but he's got a 4.78 ERA. He's very up and down. And I'm the one who's stupid. You were right. And we gave up 5.
I'm the one who's stupid.
And we gave up 5 prospects for
I'm
him,
the one who's stupid.
Sake.
I'm the one who's stupid.
No, you are right. And this is like one of the times I'm actually going to admit you were right.
When have I ever been wrong?
A couple times.
A lot less than you. So quit insulting me, my damn network, my damn co-host, still harassing Jen for no damn reason, and learn to have some morals for once and some respect for people in this goddamn industry. Yeah, sip that tea.
It's not tea, it's sparkling water.
Did I ask? Sip on that like the coward that you are.
Yeah, but the Rangers are.
Yeah, quit deflecting. Good Lord.
Can you just go? You just go. I don't want to talk.
You lost to Atlanta to further pad their lead over the sorry ass Phillies. You're welcome. Miller's not going anywhere.
2 out of 3 to Atlanta, and they lost to the freaking White Sox, who, by the way, have been one of the best.
I was talking about San Diego, dingus, not Texas.
Oh, we lost 2 out of 3 to Atlanta too.
Yeah, you also got blitzkrieg 15-1 in the first game of the series.
Yep. Did you guys lose in Atlanta, by the way?
3-2.
It was in Atlanta?
Yes, we already played them here.
Oh. All right, go ahead.
The only saving grace is one more win over Atlanta. That gives us a tiebreaker over the Braves in case somehow, some way. Again, I don't see a world that the Padres trade Miller to Philadelphia, where I think the Yankees package is way better. Offense is kind of still coming around, but they've had starting pitching's been just ate up by injuries. The bullpen's been eaten up by injuries too. I mean, we're rolling out Griffin Canning for like the 13th time this year as the series goes on. It's a 4-gamer. I forgot about that before they go to Miami. Even then, though, they lose 2 out of 3 in KC. They lose tonight, and I think they still, though, I think, are like 2 back of the wild card race.
Because the NL wild card is
the NL wild card and the AL wild card is pathetic right now. I mean, there might be a team that goes in, Isaiah, with a losing record at this rate.
Would you be shocked if the Colorado Rockies made the playoffs? No, I'm kidding.
No. Neither is Tony Vitello, the best tire of all time, and the Giants going anywhere either. There's 16 games out of first place or 16 under 500.
I haven't even looked at the NL wild card. Like, I know the AL wild card is so open. Like, a team like the Athletics, who have lost 11 straight, 12 straight before they won a game. They were like 6 games back. And I'm like, how are you 6 games back only? With how are you 6 games back? Like, you should be more than that. But are you guys, how's Fernando Tatis doing? Because I remember on one of these shows, you were like talking about like his like footwork and stuff like that. Has he been better?
He finally homered in back-to-back games in Kansas City.
Have you noticed a change with
He's got more homers than Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Wow.
He did tweak his stance coming out of the break.
And how about your pitch?
Again, Callan was right.
Are you guys, for your pitching, are you guys still trotting out Walker Buehler, by the way?
Him and Griffin Canning, because we have no one else.
Well, same with us. We're trotting out Elias Diaz at catcher, journeyman from former Rocky, I think. And then we have
Isaiah, the Padres are
Nicky Lopez.
You mean to tell me still that the Padres, who are 3 back in the NL wild card, are going to fully sell off pieces just because they're 3 games back?
And let's get into that now.
When, by the way, there's an ownership change happening around the trade deadline too, that a new ownership group.
Yes. All right, let's get into the topic that everybody has come here for, which is, let me put him backstage real quick. And he's gonna be like, "How dare you do this to me?" But I need to give my thoughts on this, ladies and gentlemen, without interruption. Sorry, Callan, I had to do that to you. I'm probably gonna get chewed out for that. But as the Padres continue to scuffle, as they lost 3-2 in Atlanta to the Braves, thus dropping them to 2 games under 500 now. The Mason Miller trade rumors are raging hot on the rumor mill. Bob Nightingale of USA Today reported that execs around baseball think the Padres will end up trading Mason Miller so that as they could buy and sell to help fix their depleted farm system. And MLB.com also reported that they could potentially attach the atrocious Xander Bogaerts deal to a Mason Miller trade to get off that deal. And Joe Sherman of the New York Post thinks that San Diego will trade Mason Miller as well. And there has been some teams that have begun to circulate when it comes to a Mason Miller trade. Teams like the Phillies, teams like the Yankees, teams like the Mariners, teams like the Brewers, teams like the Pirates, and the Texas Rangers are potential teams interested in Mason Miller. Let's break it down for the first part to the second part. The first part of it is, why would the Padres, do I think they will trade Mason Miller? I think right now, like trolling Callan aside, I think that it's really up in the air. Like, I think that I would probably say it's like a 50-50 shot because, like Callan has said, the Padres are in the wild card. The NL wild card race is so open right now. I believe, Callan, give me a number. Are they 2 or 3 games back right now? 500. The 3 back of 500. But the problem with the Padres is like they've been stuck in neutral all season long. They've just been, 1 foot up, 1 foot down. That's basically what they have been this season. So do I think they'll trade Mason Miller? I mean, I think there's the rumors are pointing that way. But in terms of like attaching the Bogarts thing, I could see it just because I could see them like trying to get off that contract. Trade Miller, you get off that contract, you'll still get some really good prize prospects or major league talent in that deal. So I could see that happening. As far as where Mason Miller will go, and this is what I've been trying to say. I think for me, the most logical destinations for Mason Miller, and I want to throw this into the air right now. I want to throw this live on the air. I want y'all to read this right now. The Phillies are expected to pursue trading for Mason Miller after losing setup man Brad Keller for the rest of the season. The Yankees and the Brewers are also in the mix. I might get my reunion with my closer. I might get my reunion with Mason freaking Miller, ladies and gentlemen, on one of my teams. But as far as like the logical, I know MLB.com threw out some teams: Phillies, Yankees, Mariners, Brewers, Pirates. I doubt it. They have a great farm system, but I don't see them making that move. We'll talk about them in a little bit. But I think that the Phillies are, in my opinion, one of the most logical trade destinations for Mason Miller. And the reason being is because of this. Philadelphia, like I say, they need to do something at the deadline. Huge. Because, you've got this older roster that can make a run to the World Series after you fired Rob Thompson. Your starting rotation's not great. So how do you get better if you're not going to add an elite level starter? Well, how you're going to get better is this. You're going to shorten games. So you're going to have in the back end, Johan Duran and Mason Miller, and they're going to be untouchable. And then you just need to work with 7 innings. You can throw Orion Kerkering in there as well, who's been really good for the Phillies. So you could potentially shorten the games down to just needing 6 innings from either a bullpen guy or a starter. And when you talk about an executive who goes super aggressive at the trade deadline that I could see making a splash like this, there's only one man and one man only. It's Dave Dombrowski. Like, Dave Dombrowski don't give a damn about your farm system. We have guys like Gage Wood, Aiden Miller, Andrew Painter of the Padres want to fix him. I mean, Padres they have pitching problems. Well, here we go. We'll throw you a couple of our best starting pitcher prospects, and we'll throw you like those 2 guys who are also two of the best starting pitchers prospects in all of baseball. There you go. We'll take on the Bogarts deal as well. You guys can have Alec Bohm as well if you really want. But like I say, I think that Dave Dombrowski, I could see him making a splash like this and going all in because he's shown that with Detroit. He's shown that with Boston. He's shown that in all the places that he's been. As far as some other destinations, the Yankees. The Yankees, known for big names, not recently, but known for big names. Mason Miller would be amazing for the New York Yankees. I mean, he would be the closer the shutdown closer that they need in the 9th. I know they have Bednar right now, and Bednar has not been bad, but Mason Miller is great compared to David Bednar. And I'll tell you guys this. If Mason Miller went to the Bronx, Mason Miller would be the greatest closer in the Yankees since Mariano Rivera. That's how good he is. He would rival the dominance that Mo had. And the guy right now, Mason Miller's what? Mason Miller, let me look it up right now. Mason Miller's only 27. He's got at least another, barring injury, another 10 years left. So, I mean, he could put a Mo-like dominance there in the Bronx. And the Yankees got some really good prospects. Spencer Jones is a guy that they has been floated out that they could throw in. Jason Dominguez, who has major league experience. Anthony Volpe is a guy that, I mean, I don't know if the Padres would want him. I guess that's only if they take on Bogart. You got a younger shortstop there. Probably Cam Schlitter, starting pitcher if the Padres need pitching. So I could see that for the Yankees. Especially like as Aaron Judge gets into like his later years, you need to go all in. So I could see that for them. And then I want to say it, one of the most logical destinations is this team right here, the Texas Rangers. And the reason you'd be asking is, Isaiah, why? Why is the Texas Rangers a very logical destination for Mason Miller? It's simple. Because if you're San Diego, right, why would you trade Mason Miller in the National League? You're not gonna. You're 2 games or 2 or 3 games out of a wild card spot. If you're gonna trade him and do this buy or sell thing, you're not gonna trade him to the National League and like weaken yourself and make your competition stronger. No, you're not gonna do that. You're going to trade him to the American League. The Texas Rangers reside in the American League. The Texas Rangers are an older ball club who need to go all in because you got Seager dealing with back injuries. You've got Evaldi at the end of his career. You got DeGrom at the end of his career. Like, you need to go all in. You got 2 or 3 years of basically Texas being a contending team, and then you're probably going to have to rebuild. And you've got, the Padres, they traded Leo DeVries to the A's for Mason Miller, who was one of the most prized prospects in all of baseball. Well, Texas has that kind of prospect in Sebastian Walcott, who is one of the most prized prospects in all of baseball. So if you want to recoup some of the value or recoup the equivalent of the value that you lost by trading away Leo DeVries, you get Sebastian Walcott. That's who we would trade you. Sebastian Walcott, maybe throw in a couple other pieces as well. And then if you're Texas, it's like with Philly, your rotation is not good. So how do you fix that rotation without getting elite level starters? Well, you make your bullpen great so that way you don't have to use your rotation much like you did in 2023. So you do that. So that's why I imagine Mason Miller in the 9th, Jacob Latz in the 8th. I mean, that lefty-righty combo, would be amazing for the Texas Rangers. And Chris Young, he loves to go star hunting. Texas loves going star hunting, dating back to the days when they got Adrian Beltre, they signed Shin-Soo Choo, they got Prince Fielder, amongst others, Cole Hamels as well. So I think Texas is definitely one of the logical destinations for the San Diego Padres to trade Mason Miller to if they do it. And then I probably will say the Brewers just because they have had some evidence of them. You know what? I'm not going to say the Brewers because I just said that the AL is probably a team that he's going to go to. But yeah, Phillies, Yankees, Rangers. Those are the teams for Mason Miller. And maybe Boston because right now they've won 14 straight. They're in the hunt right now for the wild card after their atrocious start. So I could see them there. But let's bring him back. Mason Miller to Texas. I might get my reunion. We'll see. But Callan,
you are a damn coward. You know that, right? You are a damn coward.
I'm sorry.
I say, don't be saying I'm sorry when all you've done is crap upon me for 6 years and about my damn team. You are the one who falls for freaking fake Twitter accounts worse than the next guy. Punch Out Pitch Isaiah is not a damn reliable source. They're a fake parody account, you moron.
All right, you ready to debate what I had to say?
Yeah, why do you fall for fake Twitter accounts all the time?
That's not a fake Twitter. That's a real Twitter.
Isaiah, I just looked them up. Punch Out Pitch is a aggregating fan parody account on Twitter. They're not verified sources.
Well, they're like the accounts that gathers like knowledgeable information. Just
Isaiah, it's not a reliable source. They regurgitate what they hear. It's not the same thing as coming from the horse's mouth.
Do you want me to put the Heavy article or from Heavy?
I already saw it, Isaiah. The only person I trust from the Heavy is Christy Freud, who came on Press Row with me and Nick Morgensen, the guy that you won't let on this damn show because you're a coward.
But
or
Cal,
read his commentary.
You heard what I had to say about Mason Miller.
If he's going anywhere, it's to the Yankees. They have major league players on the roster that will be inserted into the Padre lineup every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
But who would you want back from the Yankees if you do that deal?
whoever they have. I'll take starting pitching. I'll take a new shortstop that needs a change of scenery and maybe another outfielder and a bat off the bench.
Would you take Volpe?
I would, and give him a chance to get himself on track without the pressure of New York. Sorry, Nick.
So what do you think about that potential idea that was thrown out about them attaching that Bogarts contract?
I mean, if it gives him relief with salary, then make it happen. If you have to attach draft picks and someone from the minors, go ahead. But everybody else, Isaiah, has no package I would want in return if I'm, in the front office of the Padres. Because if that's going to happen, I need people now, not years down the road like this is the Padres 25 years ago.
All right, that's our thoughts on the Mason Miller thing.
And when it doesn't happen, what are you going to say?
I'm going to apologize to you. I made that declaration. I will do it right here, right now. I will go live. When's the trade deadline? Is it July 31st?
August 3rd.
August 3rd. Okay. If it doesn't happen, I will apologize to Callan McClurg live on the air. I promise you that. And probably you could come on, Callan, as well.
And especially if it goes anywhere but Philadelphia and Texas, you better apologize too.
Any thoughts on some of these other teams like Seattle?
By the way, since you don't care to read Nick Morgan's comments because you're scared of him for some reason.
Well, no, I will read his comment.
You're a coward because you of all people calling other people snakes. Really? Give me a break, Foo. He says Yankees have great outfield talent, but they aren't parting with that for Miller whatsoever.
I don't see that comment.
He texted it to me, you moron. The thing on the phone that I blocked your number because all you do is spam me every day of the week because you think that you're better than me, your career is better than me, your teams are better than my teams. You crap upon me and my career. You crap upon me and my body image. You crap upon me and my damn podcast network. You crap upon the people that you work with in the past on that network. You still harass Jen for no reason about hockey. What else did I forget? That he literally forced somebody out of the industry to go become a yoga coach in Chicago because of how you acted towards them. With how you scared off Sarah Barber and how she's no longer doing anything in the industry except for writing for the Cubs on SI.com. Answer me. Quit deflecting. Yes. Answer me right now.
Yes.
About all this crap that you've done to people like me over the last 6 years.
That hasn't happened. It's just fake news.
Isaiah, it's not. Do not even say that. It's not fake news.
Well, let's talk off the air about it.
No, we're going to do it right now.
No,
for the entire World Wide Web to see.
No, we are not. We're not going to do it on the air, Callan. Why would we do it on the air?
Because you have no problem pot-shotting other people about their flaws and their mistakes and their teams and their networks on this damn show.
No, I don't. I didn't throw a pot shot at you.
Then don't sit here and then write on Facebook about the content dungeon running for 4 hours and then glazing about views when you do this all the damn time. It wasn't about James Harden. I know exactly what it was about. Or Jason Whitlock, whatever the hell it was.
Jason Whitlock. Yeah, it was about Jason Whitlock.
Stop thinking I'm stupid.
Anyways, back to baseball.
And stop thinking that Nick Morganson is a snake when he's not.
Pirates and Brewers, any interest there?
Who cares? They're not going to do anything. Mizorowski's the best thing going for baseball right now when it comes to starting pitching.
Kyle Harrison, too, by the way.
He's hurt. What else is new?
All right, Callan, more trade deadline stuff. Are we surprised by this? The A's are open to offers.
You being an a-hole to people? No, I'm not.
The
Surprised
A's are
about you mocking my career, my industry, my sport of hockey, mocking soccer? No, I'm not.
The A's are open to offers of all-star catcher.
What else is new, Isaiah? I mean, this is your team regardless, and here they are again coughing up pieces to come the trade deadline.
Well, let me finish.
Langoliers is going to be gone.
Langoliers, yes, they're open to offers on them. They also have received interest on their outfielders: Tyler Soderstrom, Henry Bodie, Lawrence Butler, Denzel Clark, Kobe Thomas.
So essentially, any big name player, much like it's been ever since 2002, is going to be gone before they get to Vegas in 2 years when you're rooting for them again when they go to Vegas.
The scenario would involve the Athletics trading any outfielder in exchange for young pitching. But I think
we've heard that for like 20 plus years, for God's sakes, about young pitching.
Callan, I think in this entire show, I think this is probably one of the only things we will agree on. I think we talked about this when the A's were still in Oakland. You can put the A's in Vegas. You can put the A's
in Vegas. You can put them on the moon. You can put them on Mars. You can put them,
You can put them in Saudi Arabia. They could take the Saudis' money, literally, and they would, and they would still, they would not spend it. Exactly.
Well, we're waiting. Anybody home? There's a door here. We're waiting. Somebody? Knock, knock. Anybody home? How pathetic. If you want real sports content, folks, go subscribe to the ETB Network on YouTube. That's youtube.com/ETB Network. Go follow us on social media, Twitter, IG, and TikTok, all at ETB Network. We're getting close to 3,000 watch hours, and we're getting close to 4,000 watch hours. There's 18 shows, wide variety, much better personalities. We don't take, pot shots at other networks because of how we leave on terms and stuff like that. And more importantly, we're open to everything. So if you want to come and actually watch real quality content, youtube.com/ETB Network. And again, follow us on social media over at ETB Network, Twitter, IG, and TikTok. 18 shows, plenty to come though, Monday through Sunday, and more coming when the football season rolls around. So again, if you want to actually not bang your head on the wall because of who your host is on this program, youtube.com/ETB Network. And more importantly, on social media, again, at ETB Network, on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok.
You got me back?
Yeah, I just got to do a whole 5-minute promotion for ETB. So thank you very much for the screen time. You're on mute there, Skippy.
Where were we, by the way?
I don't remember. I got to just sit here and infiltrate the stream and get people over to the proper network when it comes to content, where we don't insult people about their body image.
We were talking about the A's. That's what we were talking about. I mean, Callan, are you surprised with the A's?
No, I'm not surprised that even after 6 years, you still can't do a damn show without having to go to your phone.
No, I'm not surprised. Well, blame Xfinity.
A workman does not blame his tools. Oh, so since he's gone again, once more, youtube.com/ETB Network. More importantly, again, on social media, at ETB Network, Twitter, IG, and TikTok, where you can find a proper programming network that has 18 shows over the course of the week. Not one a week where it's all about me, I, and my teams, big markets, Macklin, Celebrini, and the Phillies.
Callan, when you got time, check the studio chat, by the way. The A's, yes. The A's. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you and I are shocked. Like I said, you can send them to Egypt, you can send them to Saudi Arabia, you could send them to wherever. They're not going to spend any money. They're just going to trade away people like left and right. Langoliers, I think he's still got 2 or 3 years left on his contract. He's the guy he's the primary piece that you got in the Matt Olson trade, which, by the way, that trade is looking worse by the day with the amount of stuff that you got in that deal.
Even I could have told you that, Skippy.
But no, it's pathetic. Like the A's, I think you and I brought this up like a couple times. They are like the 2012 Marlins. You know, remember when they were signing these guys like Jacob Wilson and Tyler Soderstrom and others to these big deals, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, the A's have changed. The A's have changed." And I think you and I sat here and said this. This is, like I said, this is the only thing we're going to agree on. The thing that we said was, yes, they're going to sign all these guys, and then they're going to trade them away. And what's happened now?
Rinse and repeat.
The other thing I want to talk about the A's is, do you think Kotze makes it to Las Vegas? Because I personally don't. I mean, how many 10-game losing streaks have they had?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's gone.
Is he gone after this year?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're gonna have a managerial vacancy there in Sacramento, Las Vegas, whatever. Their pitching is atrocious. I think they have one of the worst ERAs in all of baseball. But all right, let's get away from the A's for a second. Which outfielder, by the way, do you think that the A's could potentially trade? You think Langoliers is gone? Soderstrom, I know he's just signed a 5-year deal. Henry Bodie, don't really know much about him. I think he's a rookie. Lawrence Butler, who signed that massive 5-year deal or 4-year deal, he's been a massive disappointment. I think he's only batting 193. Denzel Clark is known for speed. He's not known for being a hitter. And then this guy, Kobe Thomas, who I don't think you and I have ever heard of. So out of those lists, right, if you're the A's, Langoliers, Soderstrom, Bodie, Butler, Clark, Thomas, and then maybe others, who do you think departs Oakland or Sacramento at the trade deadline?
Clark and probably Butler will give you something in return, I would think.
Well, can you trade Soderstrom? Because he is making his 5-year deal is not bad in terms of money wise. But I don't know if you want to trade him because I think you probably want to bring him to Vegas in a couple of years.
I mean, who knows? I mean, that's still years away from happening if it even still gets to the finish line.
Langoliers probably will be dealt, I think, because if the rumors are hot and heavy now, I just think it reminds me a lot of the Mason Miller rumors from last year, where it was it started out as an idea, then it got going and going. So yeah, the A's are just being the A's, plain and simple.
Color me shocked.
Yeah. All right. The Mets. Let's get into them. The Mets have informed teams that everyone except Juan Soto, Carson Benji, AJ Ewing, Christian Scott, and Nolan
Benj. Get it right. Quit insulting my career and what I do for a living.
Christian Scott and Nolan McLean are the only guys not available. Everyone else is available. And that also they are talking to rival teams about a potential Francisco Lindor trade and Bo Bichette trades, in which the Bichette trades that they could pay down the Bichette contract just to get him traded from New York. I mean, Callan, I think this is another case of are we shocked? I mean, the Mets have been awful this entire season. I think the Mets, I'm not surprised that they were trying to trade Bo Bichette because I kind of viewed that as a 1-year deal when he signed that deal with the opt-out. The other guys Peralta has been awful. Peralta was awful today in his return to Milwaukee. I'm surprised though that they're potentially going to pay off that Bichette contract. Is it really that bad that you're going to have to pay it off after 1 year to get him out of New York? Callan, do you think anybody's taking Francisco Lindor?
I don't know, man. I mean, beat the Mets, step right up and sweep the Mets. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it was a lost cause, Isaiah, when they let Pete Alonso walk. Honestly, I mean, I would not though be, and I've asked this of your boy Ben Cruz on Hitting for the Cycle on ETB. Could we be in a spot here, believe it or not, where even with a lockout looming, Isaiah, are we in a position to really see David Stearns be one and done over in New York with the Mets after this debacle of a season?
You know, I've thought about that, but the thing is that if they lose, I think they're projected to lose 96 games right now or 95 right now at the moment. If they lose 100, I mean, how can you let him stay another year? Because you're like, I mean, Steve Cohen is not the most patient owner in the world. He just doles out a lot of money, and you're going to tell me a team that, I mean, I'll tell you this though, Callan. I thought Mendoza should have been fired last year. I mean, after that collapse that you had where you were like, 15, 20 games over 500, and then you just collapsed. You missed, not only did you not win the NL East, but you missed the playoffs as a whole, losing to the Marlins on the last day of the season or on the final second last day of the season. I thought that Mendoza was going to be gone then. But the fact that he made it this far just to be axed in like late June, I was shocked about that. But yeah, no, the Mets are a mess. Is there anybody, if you're San Diego right now, that you would want from the Mets? Is there anybody? Like
No.
Peralta's out there. He's got an ERA of like 7.
I mean, I wouldn't be against taking a flyer on Peralta because of how Ruben Niebla has been a really good pitching coach. But even then, there's no package out there that would satisfy me, you know, and with away from what the Yankees have, and I think that, you know, I mean, I think that we got a long way to go here. I mean, there's still 2 to 3 weeks to go. I mean, I think we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit early here across the board with all these potential moves. So when the deadline is August 3rd for some reason, not the end of July, which I think is a little weird. But no, no one seems enticing from the Mets either. For if you're San Diego.
I mean, for me as a Phillies fan, I want Luke Weaver because I think we do need a back end of the bullpen type of guy. If like, I mean, the Miller idea is just out there, but if we're being realistic, probably Luke Weaver. But do you think the Mets would really trade in division with the Phillies?
No.
That's the big, yeah. Like, I think I see Weaver going more to like Texas than Philadelphia. But yeah, like I don't like. I'm looking at their rotation right now. Their rotation, like Sean Manaea, like he looks like he's freaking washed, or he had just one fluke year. Peralta's, and the thing is, like I think I'm of the belief though that people are just giving Peralta such a hard time because it takes time to get used to like a new place that you're pitching at, and you were at Milwaukee for so long, and now you're in New York, so. I don't know, man. I think the Mets. I don't know how do you fix this mess, Callan? How like
Beat the Mets, step right up and sweep the Mets.
All right. Going into the next topic, the Angels are reportedly making stud pitchers Reed Detmers and Jose Soriano available for trade. Callan, this is the John Mozeliak effect. Because remember, when Perry Manassian was running the show, everybody with the Angels was apparently off limits, especially Soriano and Detmers. But now it seems like Artie Moreno has had a change of heart and that he's going to make those two guys available, and they potentially could get a big package in return for probably Detmers. Much needed by the Angels. I think that's probably my thoughts on it. Mozeliak, his influence is going good in Anaheim.
Well, so far it is. I mean, but the team is still just so bad with the lineup and the rotation, the bullpen. I mean, I watched part of the game on ESPN today, and it's just been, sad seeing what that ballpark is, once was about 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, especially at the height of the World Series run in 2002. I wrote in my Substack last Monday. This has been the 4-year anniversary last week was of me filling in for them at a game as their in-stadium announcer on a Ohtani leadoff and start on the mound day against Houston. And here I get to sit in the press box, PA this game, and watch greatness unfold, though. But also you look around, though, Isaiah, and you just see, all of the empty seats around the stadium. I'm just like, my goodness, this is just like insane. And I mean, the other sad thing, Isaiah, is just about how this is like a part 2 of a different Substack. that I'm working on, the parallel directions that have been taken within Orange County sports. The Angels have gone sideways over the last 12, 13, 14 years since the 2014 campaign. Then, though, you look, Isaiah, from the top of the ballpark across the freeway at that white dome building called Honda Center, and how that team all of a sudden turned it around after a 9-year rebuild. And it's in a way like denying the inevitable, that you need to just tear this thing down and call it a day and just restock. And I know that it's been difficult to do, though. But I mean, I'm not surprised though about Detmers. I mean, Detmers has had a better year. Soriano had a magical start to the season. I mean, I would actually take either of those guys in the Padre rotation right now just to plug them in and get them and put them in the rotation. A nice little SoCal baseball trade between the Pods and the Angels, which would make me happy. But yeah, I mean, the whole operation is broken. Hopefully that Mozeliak can kind of come in there and help it out. But literally, Isaiah, like I even texted James, that, hey, I've got this list of Substack ideas about this piece about the Angels from what I have seen. So I went to a game against Boston back after the 4th of July. Me and a friend went up because it was like $5 tickets for the game. So we're in the last row of section 529 down the right field line. And I'm just looking around at this ballpark. Like, it's one of my favorites of all time. Saw my first ever game up there in 1998 when I was a kid, about 3.5, 4 years old. And I'm looking around, though, as the sun goes down. You get this beautiful view of the sunset over the San Gabriel Mountains in the outfield. Then, of course, you see the pond where the Ducks play and what they're building around there with OC Vibe. And I'm like, what a shame that Orange County has had these two franchises going just totally polar opposite directions. And a lot of my tie-ins, though, Isaiah, go back to even when they changed the name back in 2005 about how they became LA of Anaheim, how that totally alienates the whole city. And ever since that day, there's been no working relationship at all with the city council, with the mayor's office, and how Artie has ignored letters every opening day of the home opener. They've ignored phone calls every opening day from the mayor's office to just try to come to the table and talk. And how the other team across the freeway, the team that made the postseason, unlike the guppy puppies of the Sharks, how they have gone way over their limits to say, this is Anaheim's team. This is Orange County's team. This is why we're wearing orange at home now. This is why it's called Orange Country. We're going to put $4 billion into redoing the entire property around Honda Center. We're going to make this place better for when the Olympic Games go here for indoor volleyball in 2 years. So it's more startling for me, as somebody who hosts a sports media and business podcast, I might want to add, that the parallels, Isaiah, are just insane. Because at one point, Angels and Ducks, they won both their titles in 5 years. The 2002 team for the Angels and the 2007 Ducks won the title within 5 years. And honestly, if it wasn't for them playing New Jersey, it would have been a World Series, a Stanley Cup, and then one more title in 2007. So they could have had 3 championships in about a 5-year span. And then now all of a sudden, since Artie came in, and recently more than anything else, been getting burned by bad contracts, Hamilton, Pujols, Wilson, Vernon Wells, you name it, that now they, and in a small way, I get that you take those big gambles, much like the Padres have, and a few of them burn you in the ass. And you probably scale things back a bit, though. But also, Isaiah, it's just a bunch of other stuff, though. Yeah, including Anthony Rendon, I agree. But you just have like all this other like nonsense around the team. They fire Sam Blum from the team-run radio station because of his critical commentary of the franchise, and they want people to be like you and just cheerlead when things are going right or wrong, and what have you, because you always say we, you don't even play for the damn team, which is a huge. Quit covering your face because I'm right. But there's just a lot of very upsetting stuff. And I'm sure I say that you've heard from James and you've heard from, and I can, and I've seen this firsthand. You've got that section in 540 in the right field corner, tarps off, sell the team, already sucks. I saw that firsthand. I mean, they were even chanting, sorry, Nick, they had a Yankee suck chant when they're playing Boston, for God's sakes. They did a stupid roll call in the 7th inning because they were all wasted on beer. And I'm looking at my friend who was a Red Sox fan. I'm like, can you believe these guys? Like, I get what they're trying to do, though, but it's like, y'all need to be here like inning 1, not inning 7. And then they were chanting USA because it was the day before they played Belgium. They were, chanting Belgium sucks. Like, it became like a soccer match up there. And I mean, there were like 5 full sections of people, no shirts, no bras, no jerseys, you name it, up there just going. But then again, it's at the time it was 7-2 or 7-3 Red Sox. and that people take their frustrations out in that way, though. But getting back to the baseball side of this, though, I really hope that Mozziak becomes the guy to fix this damage done. And if that involves trading Mike Trout to Philadelphia or somewhere else to make it happen. But but even then, though, Isaiah, it's a lot like what I've been hearing about, like you were saying about the Padres. Nobody wants these big ass contracts, like for Tatis, maybe Bogarts or Machado, or even with Trout. And I think, though, that Mike is, from my perspective, he's doing things the right way. Again, I lived in the shadow of Tony Gwynn being here for 20 Major League Baseball seasons, and Isaiah shitting upon this guy after he passed away because, he should have gone somewhere else to take more money. The guy had 3,141 base hits and was a 16-time All-Star and won 5 Gold Gloves, won 8 batting titles. Like, no one's going to ever do that in this game ever again, and be so close to hitting 400. That I get it, though. Much like Giannis. Loyalty is one thing, but eventually, if you keep rotting away, do you have to start going and chasing it? Then sure. But I would rather Trout stay where you're at, because this a-hole over here has called me Mr. Small Market for the last several years. And that's why it's my Substack name too, as well. Loyal to the soil, baby. You ride or die with them. There you go.
Well, I hope for the Angels' sake, though, that they do trade Detmers, and so I hope they trade them both, because your farm system is so bad that, hey, if you can trade both of these guys, I know it hurt you now. Like, to your point about tearing it down, you will get that farm system back to maybe from incompetent to maybe going to like mediocrity, or at least okay. With the haul that you could get. And I'm glad you brought up that point, Callan, because James has said that one of the reasons why he started following hockey was because he was sick of the Angels BS. And I don't think he's the only one.
Me, not because of you.
Well, but I don't think he's the only Angel fan that has done that. That's like loyal.
I'm sure all of Orange County has, especially with that stupid ass LA Angels team that they've had for the last 12 years.
By the way, to your point about the going to the Angel Stadium for your first game, that was actually my first game. Is not the 19 whatever one, but my first game was Anaheim. It was Nationals, Angels. Ticket for a Wednesday night game was $7, and I could not believe my eyes when I saw that.
I will show you my age. I went when it was still called Edison International Field of Anaheim, and they were still called the Anaheim Angels, the proper name of the franchise.
Were they wearing the old school like jerseys that they had back in the day?
They were wearing the Wing Day logo when they were owned by Disney.
Oh, nice. Those were sweet.
Which I have that hat somewhere, and I actually have the jersey that they wore for one season. And I happen to know Garrett Anderson's son, Garrett Jr., who played basketball at one of my universities. And when Garrett passed away, like my heart shattered, because I got to meet Garrett when his son was playing at Point Loma Naz, and man, that was a very difficult day when that happened.
All right, we'll finish off the baseball topics with just a couple of like two teams that I guess are, you can say, are like up and coming, but still they're rooted in like incompetency. The Nationals are planning to make young star outfielder CJ Abrams available at the trade deadline.
He's an infielder, you moron. He's a shortstop.
Shortstop. I feel like he's played outfield though. I feel like he has.
He was a shortstop in San Diego before he got dealt for Soto.
Okay, so the Nats are planning to make young star infielder. See my correction there? CJ Abrams.
Maybe double check Gemini and ChatGPT and AI next time, like I do.
They're planning to make him available at the trade deadline if they cannot reach a long-term extension on a contract. Callan, this reminds me of Juan Soto, because you remember when Juan Soto was this young outfielder and he was doing great things, just won a World Series, and then he asked for like 10 years, 400 million or something, or no, the Nationals gave him an extension. He was like, no way in hell, I'm taking that. And then they proceeded to trade him. This has the makings of that you're going to get rid of him because same old ownership doesn't want to spend money. Abrams is great. I think he made the All-Star team a couple of years ago. I feel like he's one of the driving forces behind the Nationals' resurgence, who they've been a really good story this year. But I would really I would really be sad to see him go from the Nationals, because I just feel like when the Nationals, like they're like the other team we're going to talk about next. In the Pirates, they just can't keep great players. And I know they won it in 2019, but it feels like that, or 2021.
No, they won in 19, Foo.
19. It just feels like, and Callan, I don't know if you're going to say I'm crazy for this take or whatever. Does it feel like
crazy? It's called you're insane in the membrane.
Does it feel like the Nationals ownership after winning the ring was just like, all right, we won the ring, we're good, we're done?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, because they were one of the top.
I'll happily take CJ back in San Diego as our shortstop. We'll give Washington Bogarts.
I don't know what. Oh, that actually might work though, because I mean he wants Abram. I feel like Abrams. How many years does Bogarts have left? Legit, like 3, 2.
Yeah, longer than that. He signed a
Really?
11-year deal in 2023, sir. So this is only year 3.
Oh, never mind. I thought he signed for 6. I don't know why.
11 years, 280.
So this is year. So yeah, he's got about 7 or 8. But yeah, any thoughts on CJ Abrams potentially becoming available and any teams you think could make a run for a young outfielder like that?
I think he's got upside, but I mean, I'll only take him back for Bogarts. Make that in a heartbeat.
Just not the Dodgers. Anybody but LA.
Yeah, he's going to go there.
I don't think they even. Yeah, but not Tarek Skubal though. The Tigers keep winning.
True.
Yeah. All right. Last baseball topic. The Pirates apparently, who have been a really good story this year, the Pirates plan to be aggressive at the deadline, Callan, here's the catch, if they can acquire pieces without increasing payroll, with their biggest need being the bullpen. Callan, I'm going to say this to you right now before you go. That is probably one of the most asinine things I've ever heard. Because the thing is, when you add, if you want to be a winning team, if you add, how can you not add payroll? Like, how can you not?
You're going to have to, exactly.
Exactly. So basically, the Pirates, by issuing this through leaks, the Pirates wanting to increase, or they want to acquire pieces without increasing payroll. You're basically going to have to trade from your current squad and get another piece. But you're basically like equaling them out. So this is just the Pirates being the Pirates. It's stupid. Like, it's the same thing with the A's. Like, same old Pirates and same old A's. Not gonna spend any money, even though you're winning. Like, we're just gonna, try to get a guy for, Callan, I want to say this, and you've been in the media field for a long time. Does it feel like Pittsburgh is putting this out there when they don't do anything at the deadline? And I just thought about this. Does it feel like they're putting this out there right now because if they don't do anything at the deadline, it could be like a perfect cover for them that, like, oh, we tried.
Yeah, it'd be the easy way out, like you do on a nightly basis, taking the easy way out.
Well, what's your thoughts on the Pirates apparently wanting to be aggressive at the deadline, but not willing to increase payroll?
The bottom's going to fall out with like Washington, Miami, and the Nationals eventually when it comes to the wild card race. Even if they do make moves, they're still years away. Simple as that.
I'm just more interested to see the salary cap because, like, if we're a salary floor, because if we have a salary floor, let's say the salary floor is like 150 mil, 180 mil. I want to see how these teams get up to that floor. Like, I want to see.
And also there's going to be like a grandfather clause that teams that are over the cap, like the Dodgers, would have time to get to, like, they'd have like a 3-year window to get themselves underneath the salary cap. So I don't know.
Maybe the Pirates, just to get over that salary floor, acquire Rafael Devers from the Giants and take on that big contract just to make it year in and year out. Who knows? But anyway, that's our baseball segment. If you guys want, comment down below as to Jen Kate. Appreciate you for tuning in. She says, send them to the Guangdong. I think that was about the A's, or was that Pittsburgh?
Guangdong Tigers. Ni hao. Ni hao.
Bring back Callan. He's more entertaining.
Thank you.
That was about Mason Miller. I had to give some stuff about that. But
no, because I actually know what I'm talking about, sir. People would rather see me than you. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you.
All right, let's get into the NHL. One of our favorite
good. Now I
topics.
can really bury you now here. Let's go.
One topic. It's literally one topic.
Because I got it right about Bedard
Oh my
staying
God. Okay,
in
look,
Chicago. Don't
can I
even say it.
introduce?
Don't. Yeah, Connor Bedard, 5 years, 15 million AAV. Go follow me on social media at ETB Network. And I got it right. I don't care about the years, and I wasn't right about the years in the money, Isaiah. I said staying in Chicago.
You said 2 or 3 year deal.
Is he staying in Chicago?
He is, yes.
There you go.
So
Isaiah loses again.
Connor Bedard extends in Chicago 5 years, 75 mil, 15 million AAV.
The dream team of Macklin and Bedard settles in together. It's going. Let's go. Please, Foo.
Leo Carlson still is the top leader, I believe, when it comes to NHL contracts.
AAV, yep. And I'm sure we're going to be making moves to freaking, get underneath the cap and then get more people. This is what happens when you insult my intelligence when it comes to my sport, sir.
Callan.
Not like I haven't been to like at least 900 games over 26 years and working with them as sport for the last 18.
And I'm still learning the sport. I am learning the sport as we speak.
Then start using the hockey stick like it's a hockey, not a damn golf club like you're Happy Gilmore freaking shooting the ball off the damn tee box.
Were you surprised, or were you surprised that Bedard took this 5-year deal? Like you said, he was going to stay in Chicago, but are you surprised he took this long?
No.
Why not?
Because Isaiah, if Chicago doesn't re-sign him, that fan base would be up at arms about what the club has done since they've not won a title in 16 years, dating back to 2010. Simple as that.
But I got a point to counter you with. If you're Connor, you and I have talked about Kyle Davidson being a crappy GM. Do you really trust Kyle Davidson to put a winning team around you, despite the fact that he just traded the 4th overall pick for the Peyton Pritchard of hockey? Are you that's any GM in the NBA, NFL, or MLB would be fired just for suggesting that?
Shut your ass up. You cannot compare this damn sport to the damn soft ass NBA or the NFL or Major League Baseball, Isaac, because there's a hard salary cap in this damn league, as you already know, or should know, I would think. Loyalty means more to these players, Isaac, than anything else out there. Has Chicago struggled over the last several years? Sure.
Yes.
Has the GM made some bad decisions? Sure. What leverage do you have when you're on the end of a 3-year entry-level contract to say, I want out of here after 3 years?
No, I would have taken if I was Bedard, I would have taken just a 2-year deal. That way you put more, or 2 or 3 year deal to put more urgency on the team to like get it done now. That's what I would have done.
A 5-year deal is more than enough time for them to figure this out.
Also, I'm surprised that I know you said like the fans would riot if they didn't sign him, and yeah, they would riot, obviously. But I'm surprised that they signed him to a 5-year deal, given the injuries, because he hasn't stayed healthy for what now 4 years in.
Welcome to the most demanding sport out there, not named boxing and MMA, Isaiah, for God's sakes, especially now with an 84-game season.
Yeah. But I mean, Bedard's box office. We know that the talent on the ice is tremendous. And to all the viewers out there that think Isaiah hates Connor Bedard, no, I don't. Okay, I like Connor Bedard. I wish him the best. Okay, I want him to have success.
With all of the stupid pot shots and comparisons you made up to him and Macklin, it's beyond ridiculous.
What, that I wanted Macklin and Bedard to be on the same team?
No, and then you've pot-shotted his whole career too because the Blackhawks aren't going anywhere either. I'm
telling the truth. They suck. Do they not suck?
Is it telling the truth or just being a damn a-hole when it comes to, a third-year player entering the league?
Well, no, it's the truth. I don't want him. When we were talking about him getting hurt, I said, I feel bad for the guy because he's always hurt, and I don't want him to always be hurt because I want to see him on the ice. You never want to see injury. But
I think the guy who applauded Kumar Rocker hitting Fernando Tatis Jr. in the head with a pitch in spring training a couple years ago.
That is so false. I never even did that. Don't never. When did I applaud Kumar Rocker? Never. What?
Yeah, you did, Isaiah.
No, I didn't. Don't put stuff that I did out there that I never did.
Yeah, don't be sending me that video and then applauding it when it's all said and done, like you did.
I never applauded it.
Yeah, you did.
When did I applaud it, dude? I literally like
Are you
gave
gonna
a
like
sad
host?
emoji.
Are you gonna like host the show and stop deflecting about your mistakes?
Yeah, we'll host the show. But I don't like this Connor Bedard move. I think he should have taken a little bit less in terms of the length. I'm surprised Chicago gave him that, or gave him a 5-year deal just because of the uncertainties regarding health.
It's the franchise. I mean, if Macklin Celebrini gets this damn contract, you would be shirtless right now, showing off your ball sack on this damn show that has a 71 tattooed on it, and you'd be running laps around the block. How is this any different for somebody else?
Because one thing, Celebrini has stayed healthy, Bedard hasn't.
Celebrini got hurt his first year.
All right, anyways, let's move to the end.
Shut up. Do not even go that far when he had a hip injury for his whole entire rookie season.
I thought it wasn't a hip injury.
He had a hip problem his first season, and he got through all 82 last season.
Yes. But at least he's finished 82, though, unlike Bedard, who hasn't played 82 in any years.
So?
It just shows that you can't stay on the ice. Simple as that.
So if and when Celebrini is on the shelf for 8 weeks next season, what the hell are you going to say?
That's not going to happen. Not wishing injury on anybody.
You can't predict injuries, Isaiah, because you know eventually it's going to happen at some point in time.
I think the only injuries that Macklin has had was a broken tooth and then the hip that you were talking about, that first game of the season that I went to, or preseason game. All right, let's get into the NBA, where we had a big 3-team deal that saw OKC
have fun talking about answering across the hardwood floor. I'm done wasting my time with you, you piece of crap. See you
later. All right. In a 3-team deal, the Oklahoma City Thunder traded standout defender Lu Dort to the Atlanta Hawks. As part of the transaction, Atlanta sent 2024 #1 overall pick Zaccharie Risacher, and I think I'm probably butchering that, to the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas also forwarded rookie point guard Ryan Nembhard to Atlanta, alongside Dort, and the Thunder received 3 second-round picks, allowing them to trim payroll and drop below the second apron in the National Hockey League. I think with the NBA, like, I hate this second apron rule. Like, I understand it, but I hate it just because you don't let a team, even though they're built the right way, like the Thunder are, you don't let a team like that get to keep their players. Like, you're punishing them. And it sucks. Like, Lu Dort is a great defender, right? Him, Alex Caruso, the Thunder had a suffocating defense. So it sucks that you had to trade him just to get under that salary cap apron. But I think when you look at this trade for Zaccharie Risacher, I just don't think that he was ever gonna be able to have success in Atlanta. He needed to change the scenery. Lu Dort to Atlanta helps them. I mean, it's a team that is on the upswing of things. They were trying to get they have Jonathan Kuminga. They were trying to get him out, or I don't think he's ever going to re-sign. But yeah, I mean, for the Thunder, I think they're taking a step back. I mean, yeah, you get 3 second-round picks, and Sam Presti is a damn good drafter, but it's just for Atlanta. I mean, for Oklahoma City, like, this is a team that was built to dominate, not just now, but for the next several years. And it sucks that, that the NBA is punishing them for doing it the right way. I wish the NBA, honestly, guys, would abolish that second apron. I really do. Like, I know you would have teams spending crazy, but, like, remember when the Warriors had that Kevin Durant era, right? Wasn't that the most fun of basketball where you had the villain and you had like everybody was rooting for the Cavs? Like it was so fun. Like the second apron is just so damn awful, dude. Like I don't know why this is even in the collective bargaining agreement. But I think OKC is going to take a step back now. With this, I don't think they're gonna really, do much moving forward. So, and here's the thing, and I have this crazy idea, guys. What if OKC did this to land LeBron James? LeBron hasn't made a decision yet on where to go and things like that, but LeBron hasn't made a decision yet. Maybe this opens up some money for OKC. I mean, they just got put under the second apron. They can sign guys to veteran minimum contracts now. Maybe LeBron at Oklahoma City. I mean, that would break the world for sure. I mean, him and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren. I mean, wow. That would be a fun team to watch. But yeah, this second apron sucks. Is my only thoughts about it. But good for Risacher. He's going to get a fresh start in Dallas. It looks like Dallas is trending young and towards player development. So I like that move a lot for them. All right, let's get into our last segment before we get into final thoughts and call it a night, guys. It's been a really good show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here tonight. So let's get into this new segment that we have called Quick Hitters, where, there's a lot of stuff in the sports world that's gone on all week. And here's the thing, we can't cover it all, right? We can't cover it all. We can only, cover what we can cover. And there's some stuff that might have slipped through the cracks that we didn't cover throughout the entirety of the show. Because if we covered everything that happened in the week, we would go at least maybe 7 hours. So here are some things that slipped in the cracks that we are going to give it a sentence or two about in this week's episode. It's going to be quick hitters, quick takes on all of this stuff. We got 3 topics for you guys that missed the 3 topics that missed the beginning or missed the entire show. All right, let's get into it. So quick hitters, guys. The first topic we'll get into for quick hitters. LSU has canceled a home-and-home series with Arizona State for 29 and 30, I believe it was. Quick take on it. Plain and simple. Bottom line, Lane Kiffin is scared. Arizona State is going to be a consistent contender in the Big 12 and consistently in the college football playoffs. Kenny Dillingham is a damn good coach. He's an offensive innovator. He's one of the brightest young minds in all of college football. I mean, you want to talk about the next Nick Saban? I think it's going to be Kenny Dillingham on the offensive side of the ball. And the passion that he has for ASU, I mean, it's tremendous. But yeah, Lane Kiffin is scared. Kenny Dillingham is what Lane Kiffin thinks he is. But Kenny's going to have a way better career. He's going to win more championships. He already did it at ASU in his second year at the helm, winning the Big 12 and making it the college football playoffs when that year ASU was supposed to be one of the worst teams in the Big 12. Arizona State is coming, guys. Just trust and believe on that. Just a weak move by a guy that doesn't have just a man of all talk, no substance, no backbone. LSU and Lane Kiffin is scared of Arizona State. Next topic, Ryan Clark out at ESPN. ESPN laid him off. Very shocked because I don't really think that I've seen a guy like a guy of a stature of like Ryan Clark be laid off at ESPN. Sure, it would be sadly some of those people that, are on the behind the scenes or that are on-air talent that not that famous, but Ryan Clark was everywhere on ESPN's NFL coverage. So the fact that they laid him off, it sucks. It really, really sucks. And I know people would talk about, oh, he's racist, whatever. I'm shocked that they laid off a guy that had a stature of him like him there at ESPN. And then last but not least, Tom Brady over the weekend slapping Logan Paul on Fanatics Fest. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Thoughts on that is that Logan Paul had it coming. Logan Paul is a guy that I don't think anybody
I don't think like anybody really likes him unless you're his like close friends. I mean, when you're getting into a guy who's chilled and mild mannered as Tom Brady, and you get slapped like that, like you probably have said some heinous stuff. So, that's the quick hitters for this week. But anyways, guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate Callan for coming on, although it was a roast fest. Even though I feel like I got the best of him. Don't tell him that. But yeah, we'll get to some final thoughts. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to Sports Weekly. I guess the final thoughts would be, it was a great show. Running solo today. Don't believe everything that you heard on this show. But yeah, I think that, it was great. It was a great show. And, we got a lot of stuff in sports. Still waiting for that LeBron decision. It's like, LeBron, can you make up your mind already? Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, come on, man. Great World Cup. Football training camps start in a couple of days. Seahawks report for training camp in a couple of days. So football season's about to happen. And then we have baseball, like me and Callan were talking about today. Trade deadline in a couple of weeks. There's gonna be a lot of rumors. There's gonna be a lot of news coming out. So can't wait to see what unfolds. And then Phillies, Dodgers, and Phillies, Yankees for the Phils. I mean, what a great week of series for the Phils this upcoming week. So that's gonna be awesome to watch. But guys, appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's been a great solo show. I mean, thank you, Callan, for saving me through my soccer segment, which I'm not the biggest fan of soccer, to be honest with you guys. So appreciate him for saving me on that. But until then, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys again next week for another edition of Sports Weekly.